Hi guys, it's Rolf from Tesla Owners US. So I fixed the charger at the hotel. Left the hotel this morning with 95% or so charged.
I pressed insane. I went insane.
And then about a couple of hours before leaving after work, there was a charger what that company had at their premises. Yeah, then I charged up at that J72 charger there, almost to full to 290 miles, and I'm already 30 miles gone. So now I'm out 30 miles outside of Dallas now. It's on 35 east in direction north or northwest now, and I'm going across there to a location called Vernon, Texas, and it should be one stop only, so I don't have to stop in between. I should make it there with 33% left. So, and I'm gonna stay there then overnight, and then let's see what's coming out. Okay, currently I'm in a little traffic congestion here. It looks like there's an accident somewhere, and I'll give you some updates where that is. Let me also show you the map here where that's going, and I selected that Vernon location because it's between two superchargers. There should be a supercharger soon at that location, but it's not, and I selected that because it's after work. I'm driving another 3.5 hours, and then I can have dinner there and stay overnight, and then early in the morning I'm leaving from that location to New Mexico. Okay, give you some updates later on. See you. So here's the description of the map. It's one route directly to Vernon, Texas. Okay, coming almost to the end of the trip, because I drove already probably about 200 miles, and I'm 18 miles away from the target, which is Vernon, Texas. Okay, we did arrive, and I already plugged it in. The car, the Model X. Let me show you around. Actually, the charger has been attached to the wall here of that house. Probably an electrical house. Then I'm going around here, and then could plug it in there. And it has a sign for charging stations are for registered hotel guests only. Others will be towed at owner's expense. Okay, and then they have another charger here as well. which is, here's the Tesla charger, and then I have another charger with a GE charger, but I don't think that the GE charger gives more amperage. Okay, so let me check here. Oh, my car closed already. Actually really countryside. And it is another Hampton Inn. They must have a contract here. Hampton Inns. So, let's look at the trip. We are now in Vernon, Texas. And let me squeeze that out. And you can see a little bit more. So the next charger is in Childress, which is about here. And let's see if we navigate to that, how many more miles is that away. That should not be difficult to navigate. I think I saw it there already, 50 miles or so. Okay. Okay, map back. So then there's another charger, and that is Amarillo. Amarillo is actually Spanish, and that stands for yellow. And that's pretty busy charger. If you see it there, there are 5 charging. So yeah, it's saying 3 of 8 stalls available. So we're navigating to Amarillo. These are 164 miles. So that's the minimum what I need to charge for tonight. So let's going to the charger here. And I have currently 58 miles on it. It will take another 11 hours to charge full. But I want to leave early. So if I'm charging 11 hours, that will bring me to 7:30 in the next morning. So, but I want to leave at, let's say, latest 6 o'clock, maybe earlier at 5 o'clock. So what I would have to do is I would have to charge, probably I will make it 168 miles. I definitely have to charge in Amarillo. Probably have breakfast in Amarillo. Okay, so that was everything for tonight. And see you tomorrow. So good morning everybody. We are here leaving Texas, and let me show you around. It's about 6:30 in the morning, and I give you a little bit view of the beginning of the day in Texas. Actually, when you look there in the back, the sun is rising. And a whole bunch of cars staying here useless, not doing anything, just waiting here idle. And the only car is doing something is mine. It's charging. And everything is packed. And let's step in the door and then see what our trip is about. Okay, so our trip is about to go through a couple of charging stations to Santa Fe. We have to stop in Amarillo for 40 minutes and in Santa Rosa for 25 minutes. So the drive is about northwest of Texas. Actually, Oklahoma is a little bit to the right, to the east. And then it's going across to I-40, or some portion are Route 66. And then there's a stop here. That's daylight coming up. There's a stop here in Amarillo, and then Santa Rosa. And before we're coming to Albuquerque, which is the capital of New Mexico, we're going north and going to Santa Fe. So the trip is, total trip time is 7 hours 48. That looks good. That's what we wanted. That's why we had to start in early in the morning. So the food is ready, or the drinks. are being stored in the footroom of the passenger. Everything is connected. My Wi-Fi is on. Coffee is here. And I connect the phone as well. I can take the sun probably off because it comes from the other direction. And we are ready to go. Let's check for the trip of yesterday and reset the trip meter. So yesterday I had about 97 miles on it on trip B, and I drove 190 miles and consumed for about 230. So because I was driving not the speed limit, some of them are driving faster. Okay, and let's reset the trip B, and then we record how many miles we drove today. Alright, we are ready to go. By the way, let me give you some tips about charging. First thing, when you're arriving at the destination charger, plug in. It's not first thing of going to the reception, get a room and all of that. No, first thing is to plug in. Sometimes just a few miles will make the difference to reach a location or not. Last thing when you're leaving is unplugging. So, and that's what we did. So how much did we charge? Let's find out. So we are now on 281, which is 95% almost, and we started at about 55. So actually that's a good charge for this location, and we are ready to go. And that should become a habit for you. First thing plug in, last thing plug out. Okay, here it is again. On to Amarillo, 90% when arriving. There is a supercharger in between, what I checked out. Actually, when you press on the button, where the chargers are, there's a charger in between. I think next 50 miles there's a charger here. So, and yeah, I think we're gonna make it, but probably I'm gonna burning a little bit more. I'm gonna using a little bit more electricity in order to arrive there at the charger. So if it's getting too close, then I have to go behind the truck for a while. But I think I'm doing good. Charger because I'm start burning now more electricity as I wanted to. I'm ending up now with 11% in Amarillo, and I don't want that. So I will stop for a short time at the supercharger and then check also my air pressure. It's a little bit low. I want to have it as much as I can, and then we see. The next stop is the supercharger, and let me show you how you can find out. You go to the chargers in Childress, Texas is 36 miles away.
In 1 mile, keep right to take US Highway 287 south.
And I'm gonna navigate to that one instead. So make a short stop there, check my tire pressure at the same time I'm doing the charging, and then I keep going. Guys, I I need to tell you also why did I select Vernon, Texas for overnight stay, because there's nothing going on there. The reason is that the distance between the last supercharger north of Dallas and the supercharger here in Childress, Texas is quite a far distance, and I didn't want to lower down on speed, and I had to take a rest anyway. So I said, where is the good way to have a destination charger in between where you can overnight and charge during that time and then keep going to the next destination. So if I would have made it to the supercharger in Childress, then I would really have to struggle to get there a little bit. So I said I didn't want to, and I want to drive how I want to drive. So that's why I selected to stay in Vernon, Texas and charge there overnight, and then I have a good charge to keep going and to continue. So with there, if you find a long distance between one side and another, so one supercharger and another, this is a very good opportunity to look for a destination charger in between and then stay there for overnight. So if you're planning your trip, actually that's something what you should do. Alright, speed. It's coming through a smaller village here again, and it's about 50 here in the village. Oh, I just saw a transportation of Teslas going through here with a whole bunch of Model X's, Model S's and Model 3's on the truck. Sorry that I missed that, but they are coming. So here's the little Texas town of Childress, where we have to do a little stop, or we want to do a little stop to check tire pressure and at the same time supercharging a little bit so that we can advance to Amarillo. When you see that from here, I consumed actually way too much energy because it's probably going, there's an elevation difference here. It's going uphill permanently. Consumed 445 watt per mile, which is way more than average. And soon we have to turn onto 5th Street. I think everything is here directly at the highway.
Now turn right onto 14th Street Northwest.
Okay, it's 14th Street. Where is 14th Street?
Now turn right onto 15th Street Northwest.
It should be on 14th Street.
In 500 feet, turn right onto 17th Street Northwest.
That we find out. It's a little bit off. Turn right here.
Now turn right onto Avenue G Northwest.
That's how a little town in Texas looks like.
In 500 feet, turn right onto 14th Street Northwest.
Look at the navigation on the right side. It doesn't show up on the big screen.
Now turn right onto 14th Street Northwest.
Here, there you go. Let's see how many are here. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Now your destination is on the right.
More even. First thing again, plugging in. basically we burned about 80 miles for a 55 miles distance, or more than 80 miles. So that's why we're doing a stop here as well. Guys, actually that's a really cool device. This is a regular standard connector. This goes to your outlet, the cigarette lighter, and then you turn it on. And you have also here the gauge directly connected. And actually my wife bought that and he did pretty good. So I wish that the guys had a central tire inflation system. We did that for the Humvee at AM General. So in 1999 the Humvees, at least the ones for the military, have a central tire inflation system, so they can deflate the tire and then increase the tire. So and that tire inflation system would need to be then also at the same time taking care of the correct tire pressure. So with a button at the screen where I can say low, medium and high tire pressure, and then the car takes care of that for itself and gives you a warning if it loses too much air. So at least what you could also do then is it's a regular electrical compressor, and what you also could do then is that if there is a tire damage, you could survive for a while with the central tire inflation system if the damage is not too high, and get off the highway in a safe area. I think that would making everything a little bit more safer. So let's see if Tesla can come up with that. That would be a great thing. That's what I'm missing. Okay, easy. Same procedure as always. Plug in first, plug out last. So that was short. Checking the tire pressure. Go into the bathroom, clean the hands, put it back on, and this closes automatically. And then keep going. So let's see, how much did we get? 260 miles. That's cool. Okay, let's keep going. Off we go. Guys, you know that song?
Is this the way to Amarillo? Every night I've been hugging my pillow, dreaming dreams of Amarillo, and sweet Marie who waits for me. Show me the way to Amarillo. I've been weeping like a willow, crying over Amarillo, and sweet Marie who waits.
Amarillo. We are actually about 14 miles away from I-40 or Route 66 and going to Amarillo, and Amarillo Center is about 25 miles away. So now you're wondering how I did that. Actually is a feature in the car what most people might not know is I want to have that song The Way to Amarillo, and I said play The Way to Amarillo, and then the streaming or tuning system here in the car looked up the song and played the song. So I played the song in the movie actually from the car, which was looking for that after my command. That's actually a pretty cool feature. Okay guys, we are in Amarillo. There's the Airport Boulevard, and I was in that location here before, because here is the manufacturing site of the Osprey, which is a Bell helicopter with vertical climb and then flies like an airplane forward. So I think most of the people might know that already. I think I stayed in one of the hotels here. So that's flat as well. It's Amarillo. We're going to see us at the charger. So that city is built on I-40 or former Route 66, and there's a speed limit. And that city is actually just alongside the city is alongside the highway. And Amarillo is Spanish and stays for yellow. And I don't know what yellow is. Probably the grass is yellow here. That's what we need to find out. I think that's the grass what is yellow. And that's why they came up with that Spanish word yellow or Amarillo for it. So basically this is downtown and there's not much to see here. Currently it's a construction zone. Okay, we arrived at the supercharger in Amarillo. Just let me give you a little view. That's another Holiday Inn Express or Holiday Inn. And a whole bunch of cars here, and we are already on 102 miles. I think I started with 90 miles or so. And charging is 116 kilowatt. This is pretty good. Okay, and it should be 40 minutes to continue. I have to see, I think when I'm having between 70 and 80% I continue, because between here and Santa Rosa there is another supercharger. We cancel that navigation and look at the chargers. So yeah, there is a supercharger B, which is Tucumcari, 100 miles away, and then there is supercharger in Santa Rosa. So I'm gonna stay here probably for 150 miles or 170 miles, maybe. Oh, when I'm good to go, then I keep continuing. The Tucumcari supercharger has 4 places. Let me see. So there are 2 of 6 stalls available, so that's why Pabi is driving me to the next charger and let me charge here further. Actually, that information is wrong. It says 2 of 8 stalls available, and as you can see, I'm the only one here and charging. Okay, so we stay here as long as we want. So have a little break, and I have to do something on the computer, and then we can keep going. Actually, this is a pretty nice hotel. And behind me is the great state of Texas in tiles. So that's a Holiday Inn. And nice locations here, big screens. And I can show you around. May I do a picture of you? All right. And that's where we came in. Great hotel. So big bar here, big screen, sport, and then here is the breakfast room and some snacks. Pretty nice. We look at this again. Very great state of Texas in tiles, and we are on the top left corner there. Amarillo is all the way to the top left corner. So I really spent too much time in Amarillo. Actually, I got a message 6 minutes ago that I can keep going, and I had to write something on my computer and I wanted to finish that, and I did. So now I have 270 miles on it and then keep going. Next stop is Santa Rosa, and we have, let me show you that, we have actually 24% when we arrive in Santa Rosa, and I have to watch that. If it's decreasing too much, then I have to start in Tucumcari or stop in Tucumcari, where there's a supercharger in between here, and we will see how that evolves. I think this distance is going uphill. So we continuously, why I have so much consumption is we continuously went uphill. So Dallas is about 400 feet high and Amarillo is 3,600 feet high. So we climbed over 3,000 feet, so almost 1,000 meters. So that's why my consumption was so high. And we're gonna climb more here on the way to Santa Fe. I think Santa Fe is 7,000 feet high. So that's why you have to watch if you have wind and as well as an increase in elevation, then you are consuming much more. So, but we have a supercharger in between, and should nothing happen, we're gonna watch a little bit how much percent is left, and then we should be good to go. Okay, I'll show you later some pictures of northwest of Texas. So that seemed to be that we are lucky, because that's usually wind here, as you can see from the windmills, but there is only a little bit, because only some of them turning. So what we have here is that we have no facing wind, no front wind against us. Usually on I-40 towards west, yes, it's going up hills, it's going elevation increase and wind against you. So, but this time we are lucky, so that's good. So I need to tell you now why we are stopping anyway in Tucumcari, because I was on autopilot with a pretty good speed, and there was another truck just come in front of me, or semi-truck come in front of me with a long distance, and I still could pass the truck on the other side, and in order to pass him and not wait that long time behind the truck while he is passing his other truck. So I accelerated, but I did not take the autopilot off. So I accelerated more, and then it says, oh, keep your hands on your steering wheel. And what then happens is autopilot turns completely off. Cruise control still works, but autopilot turns off. And it is for the rest of the trip that autopilot is now turned off, but that's why the trip ends for me in Tucumcari, where I'm charging voluntarily, and then the trip ends there, and then after that the trip should start again. So we will see how much time we have to charge there. I think it's going to be 15 minutes or so, and then we keep continuing our trip with autopilot activated again. So originally I was thinking, hey, I would like to have that autopilot back, but when you drive pretty fast, that autopilot is also quite some nagging every time. So now I'm driving a couple of miles with adaptive cruise, and then there's no nagging. I just have one hand at the steering wheel, and I'm driving pretty straight on the road and driving my speed what I want to drive. That's easy, not bad at all. And so I'm not stopping in Tucumcari, because I have 21% left when I'm arriving in Santa Rosa, and I want to have a lunch in Santa Rosa. So then I'm taking a nice lunch in Santa Rosa, let the car charge as necessary or more, and then I keep going after that. So, I keep going. It's 82 miles to Santa Rosa, and I'm gonna keep going to Santa Rosa. I'm not stopping in Tucumcari. So yeah, how many percent? 21%. It's going a little bit uphill here, so increase elevation just a little bit, and no need to stop there. So keep going. I'm gonna show you the charger in Santa Rosa and that little tiny cafe where I'm going to have lunch. So now we are passing Tucumcari. 5 exits here. There's another city just built at the highway. They have a historical route. That is the historical route 66. There. A portion of that route goes probably through the city. And they even have an airport here. You would not believe it, but there is an airport here. Almost every small city even has an airport. And a convention center. So if you see this valley here, that looks typical New Mexico. So highlands, grass, little green, mountains, small, and really also long stretches of flat and cloudy skies. That's typical New Mexico. Alright, we arrived in Santa Rosa, and it should be half a mile away for the exit. Okay, exit 277.
In 500 feet, keep a right to take historic Route 66 towards Santa Rosa.
So we're taking historical Route 66.
Now keep right to take historic Route 66.
It's going through the city, or the town. Okay, keep going, Mr. Illinois. Should be here on the left side somewhere. I might have been here before as well.
In 500 feet, your destination will be on the left.
Yep. Holiday Inn Express. There are the chargers.
Now your destination is on the left.
Here we go. This was 60 minutes charging. This type of charger is in the drive, so you can drive front into the parking spot. And here we go. Nothing much to see here. Let's see if I'll find some lunch. There was a nice cafe close. And charging with 112 kilowatt. You always should check that. If you are coming to a bad port, you might have to change it and check it right away. And if your charge is good over 100 kilowatt, then you should be fine. So we are walking to the Silver Moon Cafe. That is on the other side of the road. I'm gonna show you that in a second closer. Well, that is old Route 66. kind of the bypass of the highway. And then we are going to the Silver Moon Cafe. The Silver Moon Cafe is since 1959. Here we go. Let's see what we can find. Here's a gift shop as well. So typical New Mexican, Indian style potteries. A little bit different as in Texas. And all those funny socks with different colors. And the scarves. Very colorful. Very traditional old cafe on Route 66. And you get some horns here as well. Yeah, that are blankets. I think they are being made from the Indians as well. Very nice. And something for the ladies. And here are some memorials for Route 66. So we are up to the last leg of our trip from Santa Rosa to Santa Fe. It's going a little bit I-40 west over former Route 66 and then north 285, US 285. So that is the last piece of the trip, and I will update you close when we are there or when we see something nice. And while we're having a very short lunch break, we charged up to 269 miles from, let's say, about 50 or so. And that's quite amazing because we could continue our trip earlier, but we want to finish the lunch first. So we are on the road again, and here comes the nagging again, and I have to shake it baby. To shake the steering wheel, and now we are driving still on Interstate I-40. Is not far away anymore to the intersection to 285 Santa Fe, so it's about 4 miles.
Para mi gente, con una pasión tan fuerte. Ay, 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 ahora sigo cantando y sigo gozando, yo sigo cantando y sigo gozando.
Just in front of Santa Fe, the Atalaya Mountains. That's highland, so there can only be one. It's the highlands of New Mexico. let me show you. There was a little charge what I could do in the hotel, and we went around the hotel and we found a 120 volt outlet. So most of the time at night the car was staying there. I could not use the charger here at the hotel because this hotel did not have one, and this was actually the hotel of the event. I had to stay with that hotel, but I asked them to go with Tesla and get their free superchargers, or the free destination chargers, and I will write to the manager so that they get a charger here for the next time. All the other times at the event, there was another event, a community center or a training hall there. There I charged actually at a J7072 charger, 200 volt to 30 amp, during the time we did training there. And I got the car almost full again. So that was good.
I pressed and say